by them. So it is the cause of all the dwindling in terms of votes, in terms of turnovers. All these are based on what is being delivered down there. Having said all that, I want to move a motion that we have gone all through the report of the president and his team. We have also gone through the report of our auditors, and I want to move that we accept and approve both of them as amended in the other reports by members of this congregation. I beg to move.
Seconder. Mubende.
Mr. President, and the always come members, our beloved minister, and all members of ULGA present and outside there. As I second, I have something to submit before we conclude this matter. Accommodation of ULGA key members who have made it exist for all that time is not bad according to the recommendation. However, we have been defeated by the situation. But I propose some simple issues that can be done in order to recognize those people who have served and made this ULGA exist for all the 25 years. I propose at least we compile their list, we create a historical book in recognition of all members, regardless the level, be it member from the sub-county, district, ESCOM, they be recorded there, so that our grandsons who will pass there will read about our actions. Another issue could be, can't we have at least certificates for recognition? It is a simple one. We have some printers which can produce them cheaply. At least a member is given a certificate of recognition. And another issue can be pre-cadres. I don't know, Gamwera knows it better. You can organize those simple things. But the idea of accommodation is also not bad for future arrangements if we stabilize economically. I want also to propose, we have that historical building at Najanankumbi. Every year we talk about it, not yet completed. The government has promised. One time we were told they gave us money, and that money did some work, but it never completed. Can't we engage in a friendly bank in Kampala and we complete that house so that we can hire it out to the business community? First of all, it is well located. I can say it is on prime land. Why don't we do like that? And we create that source of revenue for our organization. I conclude by saying, Offender General, you are my friend. You are a great friend of Chibuka. I'm not understand from today. But that memorandum of understanding issue has made us unfriendly. Not to me as Chibuka, but to all of us. Every year we get good words. By the way, if you was a preacher, everybody would be saved. You are good at giving us encouraging information, but according to what we got, it is likely to have been taken over by circumstances. We are told if the money, when it was identified in our budget, national budget, some people saw it as their cake. They said, how can this money go to that arrangement? They shared that money amongst themselves for other purposes. So coming here to give us those promising words, I see it as a ghost to us. I want to say, if there is nothing, we better say that was a dead deal and we forget it. Lastly, I want to pause that we have heard and discussed. Also, if you have anything that is itching, you better submit it in writing to the Secretariat, and we allow it to be accommodated in our discussion of today. But I propose that the secondment I talked about be honored, and we approve the two reports, audit and the executive report as well. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Without comments as submitted.
So can we now invite Marion to present the budget speech, and then the corporate strategic plan 2020-2025, and then the work plan for financial year 2020-2021.
To our projecting team, please project for us the corporate strategy and the work plan. Prepare to project them.
Thank you, our President, our Honorable Minister, the Deputy OWC Coordinator, different leaders in your various capacities, our partners. In the interest of time, protocol observed. I'm going to read this budget speech on behalf of the ULGA Executive Committee. With great honor, it's my pleasure to stand before you as chairperson of the Executive Finance and Management Subcommittee to make a presentation of the committee, which holds the responsibility of supporting the Executive Committee in its role of and provision of general oversight mandate. And in terms of membership, the members are as indicated in the interest of time in the copies which you have. In terms of our specific terms of reference, they're highlighted as indicated in the papers which you already have. And so this report constitutes a presentation on the financial performance status of ULGA's budget work and work plan as informed by available resources which have been discussed in detail by the past reports. The report will address itself to the financial years 2018-19, 19-20, and the first half of 2021. And as a major highlight of our revenue resource mobilization efforts, I'm happy to report that during the term of office of this executive, ULGA is a beneficiary of a subvention from government through a Ministry of Local Government of Uganda shillings 300 million. And we're indeed grateful to the Ministry of Local Government for their effort and commitment in securing this facility for ULGA's benefit. We also extend appreciation to all our partners, both central and local, who have, they are highlighted there, for their support and continued cooperation extended to us during this journey. I'd now like to proceed and talk about the corporate strategy. Which corporate strategy is supposed to be flashed? And members, I want to say that the other copies will be availed to you. But in the interest of time, let's just quickly move and look at the strategic priority interventions. And we want to undertake improved and evidence-based lobbying and advocacy. We want to ensure institutional strengthening of ULGA to deliver on its mandate. want to provide improved targeted services to ULGA members to enhance service delivery, and to promote local economic development for local revenue enhancement and economic transformation. We have worked on this new corporate strategic direction for 2025, and this is greatly informed by what we have been able to achieve in the last 5 years. And what remains critical is for improved, efficient, and effective local government service delivery. Members, the identified priority are as indicated. We have one priority area, which is increased unity among local governments. And the outputs thereunder are 4, as indicated on the pages which you have. A second priority area is improved the efficiency of local government, and the output areas are as indicated on that page. The third priority area is increased influence on central government policies and legislation, and the 4 output areas that we have identified are indicated. The priority area number 4 is enhancing the capacity of ULGA to deliver on her mandate, with those 4 output areas as indicated. Members, allow me now to proceed to the work plan and budget, which has been flashed. The Executive Committee recognized the need to have to present a work plan and budget for 2019-2021. Therefore, in a sitting of July 2019 and July 20 respectively, and guided by the articles of the Constitution, we approved the submission by Secretariat. Allow me to also note that over the 60% activities of these work plans, interventions already agreed upon and approved under the EU DIN program support to local government, whose execution is proceeding well this far. The other activities include interventions supported with and under our current joint actions with ACORD and Action Aid Uganda. We request that you receive and approve the work plan and budget for 2019-20 in ratification of the decision of the Executive Committee and that of 2021 for validation of identified activities and for implementation. And the details thereon are flashed, and copies will be given to you for your individual scrutiny. Even when the details are there, allow me to summarize the work plan and budget for 2020-21, which stands at an amount of 1.5 billion and is broken down as local revenue subscription, which is 806, but this will require downward adjustment in view of what the previous speakers have been saying. We also have UNCDF with 226 million shillings. We've got our subvention by Ministry of Local Government of 300 million. We have CLGF-led project of 106 million, and others including VNG and ACORD of 141 million. And the key investment areas remain informed by the priority interventions areas identified by a corporate strategic plan of 2015-20. But allow me to also indicate the percentages that will inform those budgets. Policy and advocacy will take 14%. Institutional development is proposed to take 75%. Membership services 2%, and local economic development 9%. Members, allow me to briefly look at the review and annual performance of the Secretariat's revenue and expenditure. The previous speakers have alluded to it, so I will not be taking much time. But allow me to briefly talk about the performance of 2019 and highlight the analysis of our other budgets, 2018 and 2020, as indicated on page 7, which we've been having since morning. In the interest of time, I would request that I just look at the remarks and I leave out the figures. And in the first remark on ULGA subscriptions, we are saying the budget revisions are informed by the 2019-20 performance. And we are saying that VNG for 2018 returns benefited from exchange rate gains. You will notice that we got bigger money than we had what we had planned for. And then for DGF, expected funds for 2018 and 19 amounting to 260 million were not received because of the approval processes. And then the late start of the program affected the amount raised for the EU DINU program. We'll proceed. To note that every year, our subscriptions register an average percent of 40%, and this we've talked about it, and we need to get a solution. Budget performance for the period July-December 2021, the revenues as of 28th February stood at 255 million out of the annual subscription of 806 million projected. Subscription areas continue to accumulate and now stand at 8 billion, and this is a key audit issue as the emphasis of matter as read by our auditor. The ULGA Executive Committee, on the recommendation of the Finance and Management Committee and subsequent to the professional and technical guidance of the auditors, do recommend to this annual general meeting for a waiver of areas up to 2017-18. Should it be found acceptable by this August assembly, we request that member local governments to ensure all other outstanding obligations for the last financial years, 18-19, 19-20, 2021, be paid up. Our consideration for this requirement is premised on the fact that as a going concern, ULGA does have liabilities that can be adequately covered by the projected income for the 3 years accruals in subscription areas, and we look forward to your utmost cooperation. For development partners 2021, those are the figures that DINU had allocated toward the support of policy. And we have recently executed an agreement for an additional 250 million from DINU program for the calendar year 2021. Of this amount, 120 million shall be utilized for 2020 in this financial year 2021 during the period January to June. And in addition, the Commonwealth Local Government Forum has given us that support, which will go towards Mukono, Mpigi, and Makindi, and then some of it be used by ULGA-led activities as per those figures indicated. For the ULGA submention affected by Ministry of Local Government, as of this March 26, we had received only 75 million shillings, Honorable Minister. In terms of outstanding obligations, our creditors stand at 4 billion shillings. ULGA House contractors claim of 1.3 inclusive. But also, we are glad to report that deliberate efforts have been made to prioritize settlement of these creditors' claims. And out of the total revenue subscription of 600 million shillings between March 2019 to date, a total of 180 million shillings have been paid, which represents about 30% of the budget expenditure performance. I'd like to draw the attention of the General Assembly to the indisputable fact that in as long as ULGA remains a concern, we keep defaulting. We will, and as long as we keep defaulting, we'll be getting challenges. Registered progress and plans of paying off creditors. We've mentioned the billions of creditors, but the Secretariat has received a commitment from Minister of Finance to pay the outstanding contractors' fee in the financial year 2021. We've also negotiated payments with ULGA to allow us, as of September, remit 100 million, for which we have appealed. We have agreed to endorse a deed settlement with the National Social Security Fund, and we have signed a memorandum of agreement with the Mada Hotel to pay off the claim. We have also drawn a schedule of payments for creditors, and this is informed by our cash flows. The audited ULGA accounts have been relayed to us. Allow me to skip that and talk about financing for sustainability of the association. The Executive Committee has been able to put in place a resource mobilization strategy whose challenge in terms of achieving its full effect has been budget shortfalls. And nonetheless, the following remain key potential sources for alternative funding. We have the ULGA House. We have the ULGA House has been talked about. The local government consulting group has been talked about. And then the other partners have also been talked about. I will now, proceed to the recommendations of the Executive Committee for this 25th Annual General Assembly. From the above report on our performance, we have the honor as the Executive Committee to lay the following proposed recommendations for consideration and approval. One, to request you to receive the new Corporate Strategic Plan 2025 for your consideration, discussion, and approval. To receive the work plan for financial 2021 of a total of 3.4 billion to be received and approved by the general meeting. The report has already been received and discussed. And in response to members' advice and confirmation of the grounds on of the facts on the ground with regard to local government funding challenges, we recommend that as AGM, we waive off the outstanding areas until the financial 2017-18 in a bid to revive members' commitments to ensure that they are up to date with the ULGA subscriptions. Chair, I want to conclude by, on behalf of the President and my colleagues on the Executive Committee, extending a word of appreciation to all members and stakeholders who have supported us in running the association. Our own observation and experience is that ULGA is a strategic platform for us as local governments, but we owe it to ourselves to strengthen it and ensure its sustainability, the sustainability of its actions. Only then can we commensurately have expectations in terms of services to be delivered and met. I thank you. Marion Pamela Tukahulirwa, Chairperson, Uganda Local Finance and Management Committee, and representing cows from the Central Region.
Thank you, Marion, for the submission. So members, can we now receive that report? The budget, the work plan, and the corporate strategy.
Yes, hello. Bale Abdu, Kalungu District Speaker. I'm here to propose a motion to request my colleagues to receive the document as being read by our chairperson Finance Committee for further discussion, and therein, in the interest of time, if I do not dictate, I request that let it be approved. Thank you so much.
Seconder.
And my speaker is here to second.
Seconded by Speaker Chegega Joel Magoba.
Okay.
Mr. President, since the two speakers have chosen to rig, I will support, but with only one observation, Mr. President, about these arrears. The question is, we have the chairperson of chief administrative officers and the cows are here. What is the issue? It's a rhetoric question. I may not get an answer today, but I would propose that EXCOM organizes a meeting strictly with the accounting officers to resolve the issue of outstanding balances so that we are able to start moving. Because if we keep in this system, we come to receive deficits, it may not take us to another level. So I would propose, and I beg to be seconded, that as a matter of urgency, EXCOM arranges a meeting with the chief administrative officers, who are the accounting officers, to resolve on this matter.
In fact, Richard, when we held our EXCOM meeting of recent, we recommend that we need to meet the cows. They are soon going to have a meeting. So we shall be joining them. You are just emphasizing our point.
No, I'm moving as AGM.
Okay.
We are moving as AGM.
Very good.
That you have that meeting.
Seconder, to that point. Titus.
I second the motion. Mbarara.
That's good. Oh, welcome. Now I'm giving to the SG, take us to the next agenda.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And I'd like to congratulate you, Mr. President, and the EXCOM for handling the major items of an AGM. Congratulations to you. Our next items are light moments, and I hope we can equally run through them. We're going to start, having talked about our obligations as members and our participation. We'd want to recognize those members who, despite everything, did commit to their membership obligations under our ULGA Constitution. Allow me, Mr. President and Executive Committee members, through you, to invite us to prepare for this ceremony. We have a few certificates to hand over. I'll request, through you, Mr. President, that our Honorable State Minister accords us this time to help us hand over these certificates to these members in recognition of their performance. We shall follow a process. I'll read out and you come forward. So I'll move closer to the table. Allow me to, yes, to raise you and move you to the table down. We'll start with those we're going to start with the platinums. Platinums, top of the top. I hope you're around. And I'll start with the districts. Madam Chair, Finance, could you kindly come and support the process? These are people who have helped you in your work. We'll start with Luero. Luero District, Platinum, please come forward. Luero District. Awards for performance subscription payment, Platinums. These ones have endeavored to comply in full. This is Luero for the year 2019-2020. Luero District, if someone close to Luero, we can also hand it over to the regional cow anyway. We have Napak. Napak paid in full 2019-2020 Platinum. Bulambuli. Bulambuli, please. A hand clap for the president by leading by example, for leading by example. He paid in full 2019-2020. Yes, 100%. He has to lead by example to deserve the chair. Bulambuli is on hard. Mayuge, Mayuge, Pakwach. Anybody from Pakwach? Bulisa, Bulisa. Representatives, please come forward. Yes. So we are handing over to
I
Napak.
have the pleasure to hand over an appreciation to Napaka District for your commitment and contribution towards the running of the association. Mr. Chairman, our President, allow me hand over to you. Yes.
Congratulations. Bulambuli. Bulambuli.
The same vein, Bulambuli, I have the pleasure to hand over to you as in recognition of your commitment and contribution towards the running of the association.
Anybody from Mayuge? Bulisa? Pakwach? If they're not here, we can move on to Moyo. Anybody from Moyo? Kaliro? Gulu? Mbarara? Mbarara, you're a platinum. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mbarara. As Mukono prepares.
Mbarara, we want to appreciate you for the commitment and the contribution towards the running of the association. Thank you very much.
Bukoma Nsimbi. Bukoma Nsimbi. Chankwanzi. Chankwanzi. Now we have Chair Finance leading by example.
I have the pleasure to hand over to Chankwanzi an appreciation for your commitment and contribution towards the running of ULGA. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ginger. Ginger, please come forward. Ginger, thank you for being a platinum.
Oja, I have the pleasure to appreciate you for your commitment and contribution towards the running of ULGA. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Kumi Tororo. Tororo, platinum. Woman power. Tororo. Woman power and the chair of accounting officers leading by example being
We want
platinums.
to appreciate you, Tororo District, for the commitment and contribution towards the running of ULGA.
Chair, I hope the cows will follow your lead. Chair cows. Kumi.
District, I want to appreciate you for the commitment and contribution towards the running of ULGA.
Do we have a representative from Namutumba? Namutumba did his service. Ngora Amuru. Team Sembable. You can see commanding from the lead. Platinum.
My speaker.
Amuru District, first of all, my chairman, I want to congratulate you and for coming back, though in a tricky way. So, allow me to appreciate you for your commitment and contribution as Amuru District towards the running of ULGA Association.
Thank you so much, Chairman Amuru. The Vice President Eastern will receive for Namutumba. As Chegegwa prepares. Chegegwa, please come forward.
Allow me to appreciate Namutumba District, and I have the pleasure to hand you over this appreciation in terms of the commitment and the contribution that you've made towards the running of our association.
Chegegwa, that's Chegegwa. Thank you so much, Chairman and
Chegegwa
Speaker.
District, I want to appreciate you for the commitment and contribution towards the running of ULGA.
Isinjiro, any representative from Isinjiro? Yes, please. Thank you so much. Platinum. Please keep the platinum flag high, those who have been
Isinjiro
recognized.
District, I want to appreciate you for the contribution and the commitment that you've done to the running of the association. Thank you very much.
Kakumiro. Kakumiro, if they're not there, those that are platinum, please keep the flag flying high. Golden, we're going to the golden ones. Kitgum. 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 Hoima. Masindi. Kasese, you are a golden child. I hope we can work to fall into the platinums next time. Kasese. Kisoro. Kisoro, if you're around, your next golden child. Then there is Mpiji. A representative from PG.
I have the pleasure to hand over this appreciation in recognition of the commitment and the contribution towards the running of the association. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kasese. Mpiji. Mpiji is another golden child. Nakaseke, if you're here. Nakaseke.
Allow me to appreciate you, Mpiji District, for your commitment and the contribution
As
towards
Kabale comes
the running
closer.
of ULGA. Thank you very much.
Kabale is another golden child. Please come. Chikuve. Chikuve, if you're around, please come closer. And Mitoma. Mitoma. This is Kabale, that's Kabale.
Kabale, I have the pleasure to hand over to you an appreciation in terms of the commitment and the contribution that you've made towards the running of ULGA. Thank you very much.
Mitoma is next. As Kabarole prepares,
Toma District, I have the pleasure to hand
Kabarole.
over to you a token of appreciation in recognition of your commitment and contribution towards the running of ULGA. Thank you.
Kabarole is a golden child coming in as Gomba also prepares. Representative from Gomba. That's Kabarole.
Kabarole District, I have the pleasure to hand over to you a token of appreciation in recognition of the commitment and contribution towards the running of ULGA.
Gomba. To Women Power there as well. District Speaker, thank you.
Gomba District, I have the pleasure to hand over to you a token of appreciation in recognition of the commitment and
Budaka,
contribution towards the
Kapelebiong, Buikwe, Arua, Buvuma, Kapchora, Luka, Serere, Nabilatuk, Nebi, Yumbe, Koboko, and Chitagwenda are the golden children. Silva, Chitagwenda. Yumbe, sorry. Yumbe. Yumbe, please. Yumbe is a golden child. Thank you very much. We appreciate. This is another accounting officer. Perhaps
I
you
have
could...
the pleasure to hand over to you an appreciation, the recognition of the commitment and the contribution that you are making to the running of the association. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much. Silva, we shall start with Ajumani. Ajumani, you are a silver child of ULGA. You have 2 steps up to go. Ajumani. And if Kanungu is near, come forward. Chibuku, Mbale, Kwen, Chivoga, Wakiso. Silver children. Ajumani. Ajumani. Our chairman injured his foot, so
Ajumani, I have the pleasure to hand you an appreciation in recognition of the contribution and commitment towards the running of the association. Thank you.
Mbale.
Mbale District, I have the pleasure to hand over to you an appreciation in recognition of the commitment and the contribution towards the running of ULGA.
Wakiso. Wakiso.
Wakiso District, I have the pleasure to hand over to you a token of appreciation in recognition of the commitment and contribution towards the running of ULGA.
Rubirizi, Buyende. Rubirizi, Buyende, please come forward. You're a silver child. Thank you.
Yes, my chairman, I want to congratulate you for making it back, and I have the pleasure to hand over to you a token of appreciation in recognition of your contribution and commitment towards the running of ULGA.
Buyende, silver child.
Buyende District, I have the pleasure to hand over to you an appreciation in recognition of the commitment and the contribution towards the running of ULGA. Thank you.
As I read the remaining, I'll request us to allow the Honorable Minister to thank her for this bit of the award and request her to take her seat as we invite the Commissioner, Mrs. Deborah Chinobe Chazke, to help us with the next lot. Meanwhile, the other silver children are Kwen, Chivoga, Kasanda, Butaleja, Katakwi, Kole, Kayunga, Kalungu. Kalungu is a silver child. There's a speaker. Luengo and Kabong. So the next lot will be for the sub-counties. We have a token of thank you to Maracha and Namayingo because these were new districts and they took the time to really put an effort towards subscriptions. So we have a thank you to them.
I take the opportunity to hand over this certificate to Speaker Kalungu in recognition of supporting ULGA. Thank you so much.
And Kabong. Kabong is also there.
I take the honor to present this certificate to you in recognition of the support you give to ULGA. Thank you so much.
So platinum sub-counties. We had Rengen from Karamoja. If you're here, Rengen. We have Kwanya.
I take the honor to present this certificate to you in recognition of the services you render to ULGA.
Some of these are not here, but if you are from there, please come and pick for them. Chimengo, Kotido, Nakapeliromu, Panyangara.
Okay, I take the honor to present this to you, and the same applies to the one of Kaja. In recognition of what they do for ULGA.
Panyangara, Amudat, Ngoleriet.
Mobilizing them. You seem to be mobilizing.
He's the regional speaker, so he's doing his job.
Amdat is in your region?
No. Amdat?
Come for it. Please convey our sincere appreciation to all those people. Yes.
We have Kasodo Eastern. We have Erusi Northern, Wadelai, Pakele, Pachara. Chihura, yes, Pakele, Pachara, Wadelai.
Yeah, I take the honor, Chair, to present this to you in recognition of what they have done for our association.
We have Chihura, Nyabuhara, Arapai, Makuluvita, Kakoge, Wabinyonyi. Chihura and Nyabuhara, the chairperson is here. Thank you so much.
Chair, I present these certificates for you, for these sub-counties in your region, in your district, in support of what they have done. Please convey our sincere appreciation.
Butayunja, Wabinyonyi is there. Butayunja, Kachindu. Butayunja, Kachindu, Manyi, Malagala, Malangala, Banda.
Thank you so much.
Burera, Kalangalo, Busimbi, Sekanyonyi.
I take the honor to present this to you in recognition of what you have done for our association.
Sekanyonyi, Kango, Tubur, Kangole, Kirika, Ngora, Ogolai, Kapelebiong, Obalanga, Kacheri, Nabilatuk Town Council, we have a town council there. Karita, Kalapata, Lolelia, Karenga. Karenga, please come for your certificate, Platinum Child. Kawalkol, Kakama, Kalapata and Lolelia. Then there is Karenga. I think we see Karamoja sub-county
I take the honor to
performing.
present a certificate for Kalapata sub-county in recognition of what we have done for the association.
And Lolelia.
I also take the honor to present for Kalenga sub-county.
Lolelia.
Kalenga.
Lolelia.
Kalenga is this one. Kaleria. Lolelia. Yeah, it is this. I take the honor to present this certificate to Oleria sub-county in recognition of the support given to ULGA.
Karenga.
Yeah, I take the honor to present this certificate to Kalenga sub-county in recognition of the support rendered to ULGA. Thank you.
Kawalkol. Kawalkol. Kakama. There is Ibuje. Kakama.
Kakama is yours?
Kakama is there.
Yeah, I take the honor to present the certificate for Kalama sub-county in recognition of what you have done for ULGA. I also take the honor to present for
Ibuje.
Ibuje is another one.
Uriama. Unyama Amach. That's all in northern.
This for you in recognition of what we have done. The name is
Bar. There is Nebi, K, Loro, Minakulu, Jangokoro, Aka, Athuma, Aboke, Panyango, Pakwach, Kaweza Chegegwa. Please come forward. Atoma. Atoma.
Women's power.
Atoma Aka. Also Aka is here.
I give the gentleman first.
Atoma for...
This is Kaweza. Oh, I take the honor to present this certificate for Kaweza sub-county in Chegegwa district. Thank you. Aka.
Aka.
I take the honor to present this certificate for Aka sub-county in recognition of what you have supported to.
Aboke, Panyango, Pakwach, Bufunjo, Chigarale,
Atoma.
Chisojo,
Atoma.
Chigarale. Your speed is.
They are mixed up. Atoma. This is Chisojo. Chisojo. Oh, Chair, I take the honor to present this to you in recognition of what they have done for the ULGA. Chigarare sub-county in recognition of what they have done for ULGA.
Kenshunga, Budongo, Bufunjo. Bufunjo.
About Atoma.
Platinum. Then look for Bufunjo.
Is this the one?
Bufunjo, Kenshunga.
Yeah, I take the honor to present this certificate to Althoma Sub-County in recognition of the support rendered to ULGA. Thank you.
Budongo.
Yeah, I also take the honor to present for Busunjo Sub-County in recognition of what they have done for us as ULGA.
We also have golden children amongst the sub-counties. We have Kumi, Agule, Nsambia, Apach, Lapono, Chikandwa, Kululu, Kumi, gold. Agule, Nsambia, Apach, Lapono, Chikandwa, Kululu, Butemba.
Yeah, I take the honor to present a certificate for Kumi Sub-County in recognition of the support rendered to ULGA. Thank you.
Bananywa, Watuba, Lira Paluo, Adumi, Romogi, Kaderuna, Naboa, Mutumba, and Butiti. Those are the golden sub-county children. Lastly, we have the silver children. Butiti, please bring Butiti. Silver children, we have Gayaza.
Yeah, Butiti Sub-County, I take the honor to present this certificate to you in recognition of your contributions to ULGA. Thank you so much.
Chankwanzi, Ntwetwe, Bierima, Kotomo, Omia Pachoa, Wolia, Apala, and Mulaji. Mr. President, we have a few more certificates left for our partners. I'll request that they be brought up there so that you, Mr. President, can handle them. Mr. President, the first certificate is to recognize the strong support of His Excellency, the President of Uganda, of the Republic of Uganda, in his capacity as our patron. And I would like you to request our Honorable Minister of State to kindly deliver on our behalf. Perhaps, Mr. President, you could read the words with the mic.
Honorable Minister, this is an appreciation to His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for his patronage, stewardship, and relentless support towards institutional building of ULGA and the local government institutions of Uganda from 2016 to 2021. Today, 29th of March, 2021. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Before the Honorable Minister sits, we'd also like to recognize the Ministry of Local Government.
We appreciate the Ministry of Local Government for your tremendous support and partnership in promoting local government advocacy and sustainability of ULGA as an institution, Sustainable Development Goal 11 and 17. I thank you.
We had tokens also for the partners we worked with in the financial year 2019-2020, who included EU, UNCDF, we had Action Aid, and VNG International. We shall be able to deliver them as Secretariat. Thank you, Mr. President. At this point, I know we are constrained for time, but we had promised to introduce you to partners we intend to work with. I'd like to invite the ED for UPPC to come forward so that we can execute. We are entering into a partnership to work with Uganda Printing and Publishing Corporation. And in particular, we as ULGA, an association of local governments, hope to work with them to ensure an effective and robust advertisement within the Uganda Gazette as a way of boosting business for the two institutions, visibility for ULGA, but also for the local governments, as well as UPPC. So we're entering into this collaboration, hoping that we can work towards reducing the cost for publication in the Uganda Gazette for ULGA and its members, improving accessibility to the UPPC publication services. We hope that we shall mobilize you members to subscribe to the Gazette at a fee agreed to from time to time. And we hope that at the end of the day, the two entities shall secure the desired visibility. So, Mr. President, the Executive Director met the Executive Committee and went through the document and recommended that it is signed before the members during the AGM. So I'll invite the ED to sign his part. As we go through this, would like to hear from someone who will host the next annual general meeting. I'd like to invite the ED to say a quick word to you so that we can identify the partner we're going to be working with.
Honorable Minister, the President, and members of ULGA, all protocols observed. We are also delighted from UPPC, Uganda Printing and Publishing Corporation. We did realize that local government is one of those organs of government that reaches to the grassroots. So this partnership is aimed at improving our service delivery together with ULGA. We want to thank the Secretary General, who has been very instrumental in making this a reality. We want to request members of the local government community that Uganda Printing and Publishing Corporation is the organization. It's an organization under the Office of the President. Our services are affordable, we want to request you to use those services. With those few remarks, we want to thank you once again that we shall work together very well as government partners. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor Waswa. I'd like also to give a 5-minute platform to KCB. One of the members, Irene, are you around? Probably she stepped out. But KCB has approached and expressed interest in doing business with the local governments. And they had come to participate and be able to share with you what they stand to offer. I think she has stepped out, but please, if KCB does approach you, give them an ear and see how you can promote a partnership with them. At this point, I'm going to hand over the microphone to President ULGA to take us through the next item agenda, which should be the closing session before we break off. Oh yes, thank you for reminding me. Kabarole has accepted. Allow me to get it in his words, please. Without a doubt, of course, but I would love to hear him say it himself. If the cow is also near, would love the cow to come forward.
Thank you, SG, Mr. President, Honorable Minister. I stand in to present our bid as Kabarole District Local Government to host the next ULGA General Meeting.
Thank you. Can we have?
Have what? A second? Konda.
Mr. President, every Musoga comes from Bunyora and Toro. So if my judge comes and and a way of their ability to even give transport refund to the delegates who will come, I want to second, Mr. President, that my judge from Kabarole be given the opportunity to host the next AGM. Thank you, Mr. President.
Our guest of honor, none other than our own minister, a friend, a colleague, we want to commend you for associating with us all the time. Our friend, comrade Angina, we want to commend you for finding time always to rub shoulders with us. We know how important you are. We know how busy you are. We know the busy schedules, Honorable Minister, that you have, and the priorities there is. But you've chosen to come and associate with us. We do not want to take the selection of words that you chose to communicate to us for granted. We want to commend you for thinking about us, because we're aware when you communicate, you first think. So we know when you started to think about ULGA, from the inception of your speech and delivery. We don't take it for granted. We want to commend you for finding time for us. On behalf of EXCOM and on behalf of my president and my colleagues, I want to commend all local governments, particularly those who chose to start and end when they are physically present. You deserve a hand clap. We want to commend many of you that have received certificates of recognition, and that all the others that have not received may actually get the golds and the platinums in the next AGM. And I want to say that this is going to become a culture of us, that every AGM we will be able to give such certificates to excelling local governments. We want to commend media that have been here. On behalf of EXCOM, I want to commend the Secretariat, led by none other than Rose. We want to commend you so much. We know how tiresome it is to prepare an AGM. We know it's challenging, but you have always been there to exhibit your professionalism. So we want to commend you, from you up to the last person. We want to say thank you so much. Even when we know the challenges that you undergo, you have always been there for us. I want to commend the leadership of Kasese for having chosen to host this. May we clap for Kasese. Kasese, thank you so much for offering everything that you have for us, for the local government. We'll never forget you. We'll always remember you. Want to commend our logistic officers, our drivers who have actually driven us up to here. We really want to commend them. They do a good job, but particularly now that I have the microphone, I want to commend 3 leaders: the chairperson of Mubende and the chairperson of Chegegwa. They were there for me, particularly me, when my car broke and it's on the road until now. It is in Chegegwa. They were there up to midnight. They were there up to midnight with me. And this is the network I'm going to miss, actually. I was feeling at home in Chegegwa. I was feeling at home in Mubende. So I hope we should continue with this spirit. But also the person who delivered us to here, that is the cow of Nakasongola. He actually picked us from Chegegwa, brought us up to Fort Portal, and we were able to be here. So thank you so much. And I want to appeal to all cows, always enable us to attend these forums, because we don't do it for ourselves. We do it for the local governments. These excuses of there is no budget for this, no money for this, no money for this. Please, we want to really say, let it change. This is for the growth of us. Your betterment is because we are. We have done a lot for also you, chief administrative officers. When they increase the budget, you are able to offer services happily, then the ULGA is working. So support us and continue supporting us. I want to end here. My role was to give a vote of thanks, support staff that were serving us tea, that are going to serve us lunch, if there is, okay, that are going to serve us lunch. I want really to commend them. The documentaries, these people that are documenting all our work, I want to commend you. You are doing a good job and making a very significant contribution. Public address people, thank you so much. There has not been, the quality has been not very bad. So we really want to thank you so much for that. You have been there for us. The Zoom people, of course we don't know the quality down there, but we will get feedback. By the mere fact that you were present and you accepted to offer this service, we want to thank you so much for doing that. My role was to give a vote of thanks. I want to thank my president for enabling me to air out by giving a vote of thanks to our guest of honor, regards to our cabinet minister, and to the patron. Thank you so much. We wish you the best, all of you, and God bless you.
without much ado, I want to take this opportunity to invite our chief guest to give a closing statement. You're welcome, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. President. General Angina, I want to salute you for finding time to come all the way to Kasese, but also being able to talk to us and having capacity to stay up to the end. And I also want to thank your staff, the Brigadier General who is in charge of this zone, Operation Welfare Creation, and Kano, thank you for being able to sit in this meeting up to the end. We don't take you for granted. The executive and all the members of the assembly, the media, our partners, again I want to thank you for your valuable contribution in this meeting. Just 4 quick issues that I want to talk about. One, all the issues that you've raised, the hybrid procurement, it is also a concern to us as a ministry because the projects are behind schedule. Many sub-counties don't have the city secondary schools, and we have the money. The health facilities in sub-counties, we have the money. So all the issues you've raised about the lotting, about the advertising for you, we agreed with my senior that we engage the two ministries to forge a way forward. So we are taking it up. The amendment of the Local Government Act is in the offering. We are at cabinet level. We submitted to cabinet, and anytime we are going to have this approved by cabinet. So again, the issues, the proposals that you gave us, I know they have been taken care of. On the issue of induction of the new leaders, I know we are preparing as a ministry to do massive induction, but before we do that, I want to request the accounting officers to do some local induction so that our people are not totally in a blackout. You should do something as we wait for the general induction that is going to take place. Then the stamps, if your district has not yet given out the stamps to the LC 1s and 2, kindly give them and make sure you withdraw the old ones that they have been using. And if there are any errors on those stamps, like maybe they have placed a certain village in another parish, kindly give us feedback so that that is able to be corrected. Lastly, our administrative units. The Vice Chairman again spoke about them. I have said as a ministry, we are aware that you don't have money as local revenue. So we have engaged the Ministry of Finance. And in the coming budget, 21-22, they are going to give us money. The government cares, but at times we are constrained due to resources. Not that we don't value local governments, but you all are aware about what is going on, the COVID. The local revenue has not only reduced in local governments, but even in the central government. And I want to thank you for appreciating His Excellency, the President. I will make sure that I carry what you've given me to him, but on behalf of the Minister of Local Government, I want to appreciate you for thinking about our President, but also supporting him in the general elections that we have just concluded for him to have victory It was a team, and all of you really played a key role to make sure that he wins. And like I said, let's work together to build Uganda in whatever capacity that you are going to serve. You proposed to be put on boards, key boards, but I also want to tell you that as government, again, we have come up with a proposal to rationalize, to merge some of the boards, remove some, and others are going to go back to the ministries. So we are not going to have as many boards as we have had. So even those ones, we may not count so much on them. But I just want to tell you that in one way or another, you will still make a contribution to this country. Don't be deflated. I'm a living example. I've been in government and out of government. But I know the good work you've done, even when you are voted out now. People will still come and call you to go and contest. So don't lose hope. Just continue supporting the system. And I know many of you are empowered. Like I mentioned earlier, good cadres, patriotic. I know we shall still work together. With those few remarks, I officially close this 25th annual general meeting for ULGA, for God and my country.
Administration.